Hi there. So just wanted to share with you a recent experience that we've had with a landlord and a letting agent. So we're just in the process of taking on another rent-to-rent property to be run as a service department. And this is the third one that we're taking with this particular landlord in this block. So we've got two up and running that we took off them in November. And the landlord uses an agent to do a tenant find for him. So the landlord at the moment manages the property going forward, but he uses a tenant to find uses an agent to find a tenant for him. So and he wanted to kind of keep the agent involved, I think, just to sort out all the legalities and this sort of stuff. So we expressed an interest in this apartment as soon as it became available, and we said we'd take it on a similar deal to the previous two. So he said, okay, that's fine. So the agent got involved, sent us a letter essentially saying that the landlord wants a month's rent up front. The rental will start from the first week in February, and they wanted the deposit up front the same as they had with the other two apartments. And it was going to come to just shy of about £2,500 cash that they wanted out the door, about a £1,200 deposit plus the rent plus fees and all this sort of stuff. So so I thought, well, that's a lot of money to be sort of paying out, considering we've already got two apartments with this guy, and there's a level of trust there as well, So I had a chat with one of my mentors actually and said, look, what can we do about this, and the suggestion was, let's just have a chat with the with the landlord and see where he sits with stuff. So I went back to him and just explained to him that we're going to be paying out £2,500, and really the first month's rent you're not going to see any of it because most of that goes to the agent. The £1,200 deposit will just get registered with a scheme, and you're not going to see it. So it's obviously money out of our pocket, but obviously you're not getting any benefit from it. So we just sort of said to him, as a small business, is there anything that he could help us with, and we said, do we really need to leave another deposit, bearing in mind that you've already got, sort of £2,400 of our money tied up in a scheme somewhere. And he said, well, let me go and have a think about it, and I'll get back to you. And he did bring up a question about the legalities and said, well, do you not need to leave a deposit from a legal point of view? Is it not a legal requirement nowadays to have a deposit in a registered scheme? And I said, well, if we were a normal tenant on an AST, then yes, that's correct. We'd have to leave a deposit and have to be registered. But because we're a company and we're actually taking this on a company let, there's no legal requirement for us to leave a deposit. It's purely an arrangement between us, yourselves, and the letting agents, really. And to be honest, I said to him, whatever you tell a letting agent is whatever they'll run with. So so he went off and had a chat to his solicitor, and then he came back and said, I've had a chat with the solicitor. We agree there's no real reason why you should be tying up this money. It just doesn't make any sense as long as you're happy as a director of the company to sign a letter that guarantees the rent going forward and guarantees the condition of the property, obviously, when you hand it back. And I said, yeah, fine, perfectly happy with that. We have no intention of handing the property back in a state any worse than what we've got it. So absolutely no problem with that, and absolutely happy to guarantee the rent gets paid as well. Because at the end of the day, we want to keep the property as long as we keep it for as long as it works. And I've got no issue sort of making sure obviously the rent gets paid. So and if for whatever reason it no longer works as a service department and we do need to have that conversation about, well, how do we hand the property back? Well, I'm not going to just stop paying the rent. I'm going to go back to the landlord and probably the letting agent and say, look, this isn't working for us anymore. What can we do to get out of it? Have a look in our contract. We've got a 6-month opt out in the contract that says we can leave with 6 months notice. So to me there's no risk from that sort of side of things. It saves us having to tie the £1,200 initially, which is obviously extra cash in our pocket that we can then use to obviously help with other bits of the business. So and we also said to them, look, on top of the £2,500 that you guys are asking for, we're gonna have to spend another probably £2,500 on furnishing the place. And it's going to take us a little while for the apartment to get traction for us to start getting bookings and things in. So actually, we're not going to make any money for the first 6 months probably. So, is there anything you can help us from a rent point of view, you know, realistically, you know, if we started furnishing the apartment now and taking photos and blah blah this, that, and the other, you know, we wouldn't expect our first guests to be arriving in probably until the 1st of March. Might be a bit sooner depending on how things go, but so yeah, he's actually come back and agreed a 3-week rent-free period as well. So we're going to get the keys. We're going to get the keys next week, and then we won't actually start paying for the apartment until the 1st of March. So all in all, yeah, it's been a pretty good result. So I think the key takeaways from this, and what I wanted to share, is really, you know, don't accept what's been kind of just given to you, because, you know, letting agents and landlords will just go with, you know, what their ideal situation of what they want, and it's for us to then sort of kind of push back a little bit and go, yeah, okay, that's great, I understand that, but this is where we are from a business, and this is what we're looking for, and always, you know, always just try and negotiate. You know, it's you know, everything's always open for negotiation, and it's the old adage of, you know, if you don't ask, you don't get. So I hope that's been useful. If there's anything I can help you with, or if you want to know anything else on, you know, service accommodation or property in general or business in general, by all means get in touch. Cheers, bye now.